All right, hey everybody. Welcome to the outdoors version of Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. I don't know if you recognize this character next to me. It's our producer, Kevin Tinkin. Hey, Kev.
How do you do?
How do you do? How do you do?
I'm doing good. I'm sweating from setting up this camera outside. I'm like,
I just informed
winded.
Kevin. And anyway, folks, just to give you a little update as I eat a green grape. Frozen green grape.
Pretty good.
And
Pretty solid.
this is what you pay for, by the way, Patreon members, watching me eat green grapes that are frozen. Anyway, I got back from my month-long tour where I had to cancel the last 6 shows because I had COVID again.
Yeah.
Second time, dude.
Insane. Well, now you're like invincible. Now you.
But I thought I was good to go. You know, because I had it 2 months ago. I only had it 2 months ago. And let this be a lesson to you children, okay? A lot of kids are touring now. They're touring in little scooters.
Really?
Yes. How old are your children?
14 and 12.
They're too old.
They're too old. But
6 and 7-year-olds are starting to tour around in little scooters.
The scooter tour?
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, let this be a lesson to you, because even if you're vaccinated and have had COVID, like 2 months ago, which I did, you could get it again.
Yeah.
But I, of course, am an idiot as far as taking precautions. You know, I didn't. I like hugging my fans.
Well, you usually kiss babies, and and there's a lot of that.
Yeah, there's no babies at my shows, but I just I'm a tactile person.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I like to feel what my fans are about.
It feels good. It's nice to get a hug afterwards too, or even
That's true.
Even a little criticism and a hug. I think
We didn't enjoy you. Come on, give me a hug.
Come here. We love you. We didn't love the set.
No, but I mean a lot of shaking hands and
Yeah.
being right up close with people. Nobody's wearing a mask these days. A few.
No. Yeah. It's over. That's the old days.
So I don't know, man. I'm a little bummed out because I'm like, well, how do I tour without getting sick? I mean, because to me, the greatest part about touring is meeting fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that is so cool, you know?
We should get you like a Pope mobile. You know what I mean? Like you perform up there, and then we could have you in a glass shelter afterwards to talk to the fans.
I would like to do that, and they're down here, and I'm like
waving from a balcony,
and I'm just like, and I have an Italian, and I do the whole Pope thing with Italian. I go, thank you very much for coming, and please spread the word about my new hour that I am trying to do. But anyway,
I would love if the Pope did an hour.
What's up with the starving children in Africa?
They're pretty
that
hungry.
Would be a premise.
So So how many shows did you have to cancel?
6.
6 shows. Okay.
It was a lot.
But you were gone for like 40 days or something?
Man. Was it that long?
I think it was about around that. I don't know. I could be off. But I know you had a little vacation time in New York.
In between the 2 legs of the tour, I got to hang out with my sister and my friends in upstate New York, which is where I go. And then I came to the city, and I did a bunch of spots at the Comedy Cellar and the Stand in New York.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the Stand was great. You know the Stand?
Yeah. I'm aware of it. I've never done it, but I'm aware of it. Yeah, I got to get to the East Coast. I hear nothing but good things for stand-up. It makes me jealous.
We're
constantly.
watching all these dogs. I don't know if this dog has boots on for some reason.
You get sensitive pads.
That's the greatest part of this park is are the dogs.
Yeah.
And that's the greatest part of life. Our dogs, in general, they're gorgeous and loyal and beautiful.
And they're sweet.
And they're so sweet.
They're cuddly.
They're cuddly. Yeah, the whole thing.
But yeah, it's been weird without you around.
Has it been?
Yeah, it's been a little.
It's been weird to not be around that long. It reminds me. I did Edinburgh, the comedy festival, twice, and I would be gone for a month. And both times on that festival, I came back sick because it was a month being in Scotland.
Yeah,
and I would come back with like a bronchial thing, you know.
That's no good, especially when you're trying to talk. You know, and you're just hacking stuff up.
Yeah, man. I'll never forget. I came back when, you know, and this is always the way it is. Like, you get no work in acting for a long time, and then, of course, you get work when it's the most inconvenient. And I was coming back from Edinburgh, and that's how you say it, by the way, Edinburgh.
Yeah.
A lot of people say Edinburgh. That's what I used to say, and I got scolded by the Scottish people. Yeah,
Edinburgh.
Bruh.
Okay.
Edinburgh.
That's how the kids say it now. Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. And let that be a lesson to these kids who, a lot of the children who were touring are not saying Edinburgh properly. Anyway, as you can see, I'm doing a thread about children. Mm-hmm. But so I had to come back. I was not feeling well at all, you know, coming back to Edinburgh, from Edinburgh to L.A. And the day I got back, I had a show. I had to tape. It was John Mulaney.
Oh, wow.
Had a very short-lived sitcom.
Oh, I remember that.
With Martin Short. I got to act with Martin Short. It was a great part. And
that's amazing.
I think I filmed for 3 days, you know.
Yeah.
I'll never forget being in the makeup chair. And by the way, if you think I'm dropping names, if you think that I'm pulling a Hollywood thing on you, I am.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember, I never forget, that's what someone says when they're like bullshitting. I'll never forget being in a makeup chair next to Martin Short, and I'm feeling sick as fuck. This was before COVID, so it was just, you know, a regular thing that could kill you.
Like
bronchitis. I used to get that shit. And I was next to Martin Short, sick as a dog, you know, but not telling anyone because I wanted to work.
Of course.
Yeah, and I was on antibiotics, I think, so I knew I'd be okay, I think. And Martin Short was on the phone. He was in the makeup chair next to me, and he was on the phone talking to his people about, and make sure, he was like this, and make sure that, you know, the car, you know, like the car's an SUV. I only ride in SUVs. Like he was like just making a lot of money doing some corporate shit.
Make sure it's Doublemint.
Yeah, make sure that I'm really comfortable. Was basically make sure I'm like just trying to get through the week.
Like nobody will know I'm dying. Oh man.
But you know, isn't that wild though? And as a parent, you must have this is pushing yourself beyond what you think you can do. I would imagine every parent has to do that constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, we've had some really weird curveballs thrown at us recently with friends and whatnot, with my daughter and whatnot. And
oh shit,
just trying to like figure out the right things to say, and then like my wife. I'll be working all day on the computer, and then my wife will come home, and then I leave to go do stand-up.
Right.
And so it's like, and then
I didn't know you were stand-up.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how about that?
What do you know?
No, Kevin is very funny. I was very impressed with Kevin, seeing him. So check out Kevin Tinkin on his own.
Please.
Even though I tell Kevin, you know, your first responsibility is to this podcast.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%.
So
that's why I tell my kids a lot. I go, look, I know you're crying. I know life's hard right now, but go to bed. I've got a pod to record with Eddie.
Go to bed. There's a fucking plane. Sorry, folks. Hold for the plane is what they say in Hollywood. I'll never forget that time I was on the set of The Deer Hunter, and a plane came overhead, and I'll never forget Dennis Hopper saying, "I'm crazy."
You really brought me in as an expert on The Deer Hunter?
What?
They brought me in as an expert on the deer hunter because
Is that right?
they need an example of how to play Russian roulette, and so I would show them how to spin it. And
Oh, right.
Like, wow.
Right. You were very good. I always
So good.
The first time I met you, you were playing Russian roulette by the fountain in the Grove. And I was like, "Hey, buddy, things not going well?" And you were like, "No, every time I click the chamber, it's an empty click."
And then I go around with a hat. That's how I bust out there.
That was a great little routine, and a lot of people wanted to see the gun to make sure you had a bullet in there.
I go, click. All right, guys. If you saw it, pay. It's beautiful. But yeah, the decisions with the family stuff, it does stretch you thin. But like, I'll have to be intentional about, like, this weekend I went up to the hills a little bit. We did a little hike and stuff, but I didn't want to. I was like, just like.
What happened?
We went on a little hike and you didn't
go?
No, I went, but I did not want to. Like, I did not. I literally wanted to do nothing, and I could tell the kids.
You had to go, though?
I had to, because it was like,
brag.
otherwise it would have been 2 full days of just staring at screens for the whole family. And so it was like, I get this guilt in my mind that I'm like being a bad dad.
Yeah. Well, you gotta get out, but
yeah.
And that'll bring us to the latest, and this fits in with the theme. But by the way, folks, we're just kind of chilling here.
Yeah.
I will do a driving in the rain. I will do a guided meditation for you live here with Kevin. We'll show you the process. You're lucky, by the way, to even see this and hear this. Because I'm just getting over COVID. And, I don't know. I just think, and I've actually filed the last 2 episodes from the road. I did pretty well. What do you think?
You did amazing.
Even though not many comments are coming in on the Patreon page.
Yeah, no, it was solid though. I mean, they were good. I feel like we got some good stuff. I think the people like the video. They like to see. So I put some video on there, of like just
guided.
Yeah, the scenery and whatnot. But it's hard, But yeah, these you guys like and subscribe, comment, subscribe to the Patreon, all that stuff. It's a shot in the arm. One comment is a shot in the arm, because we do these every week. It's every week. You start it starts to being like, does anybody even give a shit? And then you get one comment, good episode. You're like, I'll never stop.
Yeah.
Could I, since we have this kind of odd format, could I interview you a little bit?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
When was your first sexual experience? And describe it.
Oh, no. God.
I actually just watched that on This Can't Be Happening, or where you talk about that.
That was, I think, the first time. It wasn't really the first time I was in love, because This Is Not Happening. I did that show for Comedy Central, and the theme was your first love, and I talked about falling in love with my professor.
Yes, yeah.
At in college, and she was 20 years older than me. I was 20, she was 40.
That's awesome. I think.
Well, I mean, I felt like I was, she took advantage of. I was so hot then.
Oh yeah. How was she?
She was great. I mean, I liked her. I liked her a lot. I mean, but that wasn't my first love, because my first loves, when we're kids, we have these intense, like, I don't know, they're infatuations.
Absolutely.
Or they flush your whole body.
Yeah.
Like when you're like your first time, you really feel like, God damn it. This reminds me when I was on the set of My Cousin Vinny, and we had to hold for a plane.
What, you were on My Cousin Vinny?
I was trying to think of a good movie, and that's the only fucking thing that came into my head, My Cousin Vinny. But so our first loves, I remember her name was Lisa Viljanin.
Yeah.
I think I tried to find her on Facebook. I was really young.
Yeah.
I was maybe 1. You remember your first love?
I do. I remember it very well. I was in love with...
Were you as young as that? Like, I was 1, maybe 8 months. And I remember Lisa was about 9 months, so she was older.
Oh, yeah.
I was still drooling and crying and shitting a lot. And
Hot.
she...
Very hot for a baby, though.
She wasn't doing that anymore. She was... girls are more advanced than guys even at that early age, and she was pretty cool.
She's kind of a woman of the world.
She was already smoking cigarettes at 9 months, and with my friends, I had drank a little. I had a couple of little toddler friends.
At 8 months?
Infant friends, yeah. Yeah, I was a social baby.
Oh, yeah. Baby. I was a social baby. Yeah, I remember I had I wrote on my hat, "I love Ashley." I had a Yankees cap actually in Fresno. For some reason, I love the Yankees in Fresno, and I wrote "I love Ashley" on my hat. My mom was like,
I like girls named Ashley.
Oh yeah, I haven't
about. There's interesting. There are different names that always have very cool, hot women attached. I think Ashley is one.
When we were naming my daughter, we were trying to figure out. My daughter's name is Anne, but
Anne, not so much. I'm kidding. But by the way, all this is said in jest. So
yes, yeah. But I told my wife, I was like, every Anne I've ever met, I was a cool person. Like I always liked all the Anns I met, and then later on, like after my daughter was older or whatever, I go, it's because I had a crush on a couple of girls named Ann, and then I was like, I'll name my
shit.
I just always liked the name. I always liked the name.
Funny, you named your daughter after a couple of crushes.
Yeah.
I don't know about the ethical.
It's probably wrong.
Yeah,
it's probably wrong.
I don't know if ethically you're doing the right thing.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was entertainment and stand-up, was that your first choice? Or did...
What?
When
entertainment, stand-up?
Entertainment and stand-up. Like in general comedy and whatnot. I know these are solid podcast questions.
Interesting. Comedy, man, I was kind of predestined.
Yeah?
For comedy, yeah. Totally. Because I remember, I think I was freaking 9 years old, and I was entertaining friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. At 9.
Yeah.
Like
standing up in front of a group of them, kind of, or just goofing.
Like being the class clown type of thing. Yeah. And I know that a lot of people were class clowns, but they never then continue on to be class clowns.
It's a big transition.
They become bookstore clerks or they try to stop people from coming across the border illegally.
I used to be a real goof when I was a kid, but then I had to stopping these border jumpers.
And I joined ICE.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna push up the brightness a little bit
because it's starting to get dark already, huh? Well, while Kevin pushes up the brightness, I just want to say to everybody that, that looks pretty good. That looks good. I just want to say to everybody, become a Patreon member. I mean, Patreon members get T-shirts. Oh, by the way, another thing we're going to give our Patreon members, and this is only to Patreon members, not to the average person who just watches or listens, but I taped a couple of sets.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so
awesome.
We can give to the Patreon members a good chunk.
Let's put that out. Let's put that out this week. Yeah, for sure. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, one set I did in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Nice. I bet that was a little cool, a little cold.
Cold?
Yeah. Was it hot?
It was hot.
In Nebraska? Really?
It was crazy hot.
Really?
Dude, we were doing this tour in August, man. The end of July, August.
Why do I think Nebraska's always nice and cool?
No, it was hot. Oh, very hot.
No, I'm no scholar.
You know what's really hot, too, is Kansas. Kansas is really hot. Yeah, we were in Wichita, Kansas. But Lincoln, Nebraska, it was a great show run by Brad. I believe it's Brad Stewart. Brad runs a great show at the Zoo Bar in Lincoln, Nebraska. And it was one of these shows where people were and my Patreon members, Patreon, whatever you want to call it.
They know.
they pay a little extra, $5 or $20, bread and circus tiers, right? They're going to see this set I did in Lincoln, Nebraska. And it was pretty cool because the crowd was insanely into it.
Hell yeah.
Which throws me a little bit, because...
You like to work for it.
No, I that's another thing I love about doing the road is, the LA crowds can be a little jaded.
I hate them.
They can be. I mean, where I perform, they're usually pretty good in the Comedy Store, but they're used to seeing a lot of good people.
Yeah.
Lincoln, Nebraska, Wichita, Kansas, they're starved for, good comics coming through, and they're so... My ass is falling asleep, and, my ass is falling asleep, and one time my ass fell asleep for about a year and a half. My ass fell asleep in January. It was actually during 9/11.
Really?
Yep.
It was like a sign, when your knee starts aching when it's about to rain, your ass falls asleep.
When there's going to be a terrorist attack?
Yeah.
No, but my ass was asleep during 9/11, and thank God it was. I mean, when your ass, if your ass is cashing checks, I forget how that saying goes.
No, your mouth is casting checks, your ass can't cast or something.
Yeah.
Right.
And folks, this kind of entertainment, doesn't normally happen in a park.
No. You guys are lucky. You're very lucky to see this happening in a park.
You're very lucky to see this very casual conversation.
But this is a show of commitment. This
That's
is right here. You came off the road. You're sick with a disease.
A disease that's killed over 1 million.
Yeah.
In U.S. alone.
And yet.
By the way, do you know that the U.S. has 25% of COVID fatalities in the world and only 5% of the world's population? So
really,
that's the U.S. health system for you.
Seriously, that's insane. That's an incredible disparity.
Yeah. We're a third world country within a very small, rich country.
Yeah. It's sad.
You know what they call, the rich people who have all the money? They don't live like in countries. They live in a place called Richistan, where they have fucking everything.
Yeah.
They have sex with androids now. Did you know that they are fucking robots, the rich?
I have seen these. I've seen some of the robots. Yeah, it's insane.
It's crazy.
They don't talk back. The robots.
Well, they program them to be very real. Where are you going? Where are you going, Bob? God damn it, I am part of the elite.
That would be
I am going to rule this world. Well, you better be... Shut up. Shut up, you fucking robot.
Did you call your mother today?
No, the rich don't have to call their mothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got it.
The rich get someone to call their mothers. Hello, Mrs. Fredericks. This is Jeeves. I just wanted to say, Alan loves you very much. Well, where is he? Why doesn't he ever call me? Because he is manipulating the banking system.
He's got big work to do
in the world. This is commitment. I mean, I come off the road with coronavirus, and I tested negative the last 2 days, so I'm good, I think. I did a voiceover today.
Oh, hell yeah.
For HBO, and again,
wow.
Yes, I'm dropping. I've already dropped the fact that I was on John Mulaney's show, that I did an HBO voiceover today. But I mean, it is commitment because, I just wanted to stay. When you said, I tell Kevin, text me when you're here.
Yeah.
And he texted me, and I was in the middle of tofu and jasmine rice.
Wow. That's great. That's hard to leave. I appreciate you getting up. We appreciate you, getting up from the tofu and the jasmine.
And I didn't want to get up.
Yeah.
I had the Yankee game on, even though the Yankees suck.
Yeah.
The Yankees are the worst 30 games over 500 team ever in the history of sports, in my opinion. Anyway, let's not, when I talk sports, I think I alienate a lot of people.
You gotta be free, though. You like the sports. I always feel weird with sports because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're not a sports fan.
No, I mean, and I don't hate.
am.
I'm not like some of those people that are like, oh fuck, sports. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jocks and
Well, it is. I mean, sports is a bunch of bullshit at this point. But I still love to watch the competition.
Yeah.
There's something.
There's not a lot of politics in sports either.
There's what?
There's not a lot of politics in the actual game. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
right,
just
that's
kind of
true.
Basic. It's just like,
yeah,
this is what it is, and there's nothing extra. As opposed to most entertainment, there's always some sort of hidden message or something. I don't want to hear a message. I know. I'm tired.
You
of
don't
it.
want to hear messages.
No messages.
Okay.
No messages.
Don't follow my Twitter feed then. No, I really have been giving some strong pointed messages, and basically, my message is that we are doomed. And I know at this point it's kind of cliche to say that, but this is what the podcast is about.
Yeah.
So, fucking, and we never really got into this a little bit, but I just inform you that the next 10 days here are going to be hell on earth.
Yeah.
107, 109, I saw. A cool day will be 99 degrees the next
Jesus.
10 fucking days. And we're in September.
Yeah.
Is that a wood chipper you got your friend in? See, I'm just referencing Fargo.
Great movie. Great movie. Great show.
Oh, yeah. You know what show I didn't watch was the Chris Rock one, because I heard that wasn't very good.
I didn't see that one either.
What
was it called? That new one? Oh, Fargo. Oh, I'm sorry.
I
did watch that one.
How was it?
It was fine. I mean, it wasn't.
I heard it sucked, and so I had no interest in it.
They started out so strong that it's hard to keep that up.
Man.
Same thing with what is it, True Detective on HBO. The first season of True Detective was insane.
And then was the second one shitty?
It was fine, but it wasn't the first one. You know
the
what I mean?
first one was amazing. That was
so
with
good.
Woody Harrelson
and McConaughey.
I love when McConaughey runs around without a shirt. Sometimes you'll see him in L.A.
Really?
Running around without a shirt. He used to jog. I don't know if he still does. He used to jog with the disgraced Lance Armstrong.
Really?
Here in L.A., yeah.
We got to hook up with those guys and get a jog going.
Well, you guys could jog, and I'll trail along with my Rascal scooter.
Yeah. I need to get me one of those, man, because my ankles are no good.
Boy, it's getting dark, huh? Are we okay
dark.
Still?
We're in the dark. I'm gonna pump it up again
right.
for the folks.
Sorry, folks, but we're gonna have to. While Kevin is pumping up the brightness, I just want to tell everybody that you are lucky to hear this off the cuff, podcast that we're doing from the park. You're just lucky, damn lucky, if I might say so. We're surrounded by doggies, and it's getting dark, so the doggies have their glow collars on. There's nothing cuter than a dog with a bright green glow collar running in a circle, chasing his friend who has a red glow collar on, and the happiness in a doggie is just amazing. Just amazing. Are we good?
We're good.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice and bright. Why? That's amazing that you could do that.
Yeah,
looks like a different part of the day.
Yeah, the quality goes down, but you get nice brightness, which is not going to happen on
I'm
this podcast.
used to the quality going down. The quality goes down in your life as you get older.
Oh, come on. No.
Yeah, it's true.
What? I'm feeling it.
So there you
go. Buddy, I'm feeling it. I finally feel old.
Good for you.
41.
41.
Yeah, 41. I'm feeling old. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good for at least 25 years, something like that.
Yeah. The fucking
I got a couple of years left before I completely I'll have to be doing. You know what character I did a couple of times online was the bedridden model. I do a bedridden model from bed where I'm shirtless, and that's nobody's the better for that.
Yeah,
but
you don't have to pay the Patreon for that. They're still waiting.
But I'm like a bedridden model, and the camera is just in on me, and I'm and the covers are up to above my nipples, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Fred Johnson, bedridden model." And I just want people to know that even if you're bedridden and you're a model, you can still make a fine living. Today I am modeling the the 150 thread count from Bed Bath and Beyond, and like stuff like that. And I think that's a keeper.
You're in pain the whole time.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of pain.
That's great.
How many minutes have we done, by the way?
Right now we're around 30 minutes right now.
Not bad.
Oh yeah, we're doing pretty good.
All right, let me do a couple of segments.
Okay.
I'll do right now. Let's do a driving in the rain, okay?
You want to do a driving in the rain?
And you could do the echoes and stuff. Okay?
I like
you
it.
Intro it though.
I like it.
All right, driving in the rain, everybody, coming up.
And now, set your cares free, close your eyes and relax for Guiding in the Rain. Guiding in the Rain.
Whoa. You see,
wow.
folks, this is why you're lucky, because you're seeing, me and Kevin, what we're doing for you is lifting the veil of show business and letting you behind the curtain.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's try that again.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to keep that? All right.
Yeah, here we go. It's not easy. A lot of people hear this podcast, and the fact that you have taken 10 takes to say,
I know,
and now driving in the rain.
Yeah.
They don't know it. You took 10 takes.
Yeah, I know. Do we want to do Driving in the Rain or Guided in the
Driving
in the Rain? And now enjoy.
And then we'll do Guided.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And now enjoy Driving in the Rain with Eddie Pepitone.
It was a fall night, and what I mean by fall night is that everything had fallen. My arches, my daughter, everything. I jumped in my Uber/Lyft/ Instacart/ DoorDash/ Bookmobile/ Bloodmobile/ Therapy on Wheels/ Meal on Wheels/ Wrists. And I jumped into my vehicle, and the rain was falling as hard as my arches. The rain was falling like a woman's makeup job. The rain was coming down hard here in Los Angeles. And the funny thing about this whole segment, by the way, Driving in the Rain, is that there's been a drought in LA for years. And every time you hear my bit, Driving in the Rain, it's raining like a motherfucker. So the rain came down, and it came down hard. And I had the Rona. I had the vid. That's right, I had COVID-19. I had COVID-19 again, but I couldn't tell my passengers because I didn't want to spook them. I also forgot my mask. I had COVID, I forgot my mask, and I had a pickup at 125 North La Brea, an address that I had been to before. And there she was. I pulled up, my nose was running. My nose was running like a river. My nose was running like a Kenyan who was winning a marathon. My nose was running like a burglar from the cops in a bad area of town. My nose was running like two dogs in a park, and they had been in an apartment for days, and they finally got out of their apartment. That's how my nose was running. She stepped into the cab. She was beautiful. She had long red hair, and I loved redheads. She had long red hair. She was wearing black stilettos, and she noticed my runny nose as she closed the door. She ruffled her umbrella. I said, "Be careful with the umbrella. I just had the upholstery martinized." She said, "Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have the Rona." don't you? And I said, I hope you don't mind, but I forgot my mask, and I'm going to ask you not to roll down the windows. She said, no problem. I've got it too. So we were 2 corona cases driving. She was going to a movie alone. I said, what flick are you seeing at the AMC 20-plex over by the Beverly Hilton Hotel? And she said, I'm thinking of seeing My Cousin Vinny. I said, well, the 1990s are calling, and they want your movie ticket back. She said it was a retro showcase of My Cousin Vinny. I said, what'd they do? Did they brighten the picture? Did they heighten things? Did they remaster it? She said, they don't remaster movies like My Cousin Vinny. That was more or less a piece of shit. Why do you remaster that? You only remaster movies, she said, as she coughed and she spit. She spit in my back seat, and I blew my nose with my shirt, and our vehicle with the rain coming down like a virus that had come from Wuhan. This virus was coming down. She was going to see My Cousin Vinny. She spit in my car. I blew my nose into a shirt, and all of a sudden I see the lights of a cop car pulling us over. She said, don't worry, I have a little gun. I said, please, I don't want to shoot any cops. She said, all right, if they're cool, I will. An officer came up to my car. He banged on the window. He said, roll down your window, sir. I said, I can't. I have the Rona. He said, the what? I said, COVID-19. He said, why aren't you wearing a mask? I said, I forgot it at the old house. I ran out. I had a fare. He said, ma'am, roll down your window. I can't, she blurted out. Why not, ma'am? I also have the virus. Why are you going out then? I just needed to see My Cousin Vinny, she said, and the rain came down harder every time she mentioned the movie My Cousin Vinny. It's like the heavens opened up, almost saying, can't you think of a more recent fucking movie to see? Like maybe, Tropic of Thunder, which was also years ago. Christ. Doctor Strange might have been a good choice, I said. The cop said, well, look, you two, I pulled you over because you looked bereft and lonely. I said, what are you, the lonely police? He said, as a matter of fact, I am. I just like to pull people over, and if they're lonely, I do this thing with the hand puppet. This is all, by the way, yelled because the windows were up, not down. And he started doing this thing with the hand puppet, and the rain came down as if to say, shove the puppet up your ass, pig. And I pulled away while he was in the middle of doing a very funny bit about getting toilet paper stuck to a shoe on this little hand puppet. The rain came down. I dropped the gorgeous broad off at a different version of My Cousin Vinny. I said, I'll see you. She said, you may want to test again. I said, you as well.
Thanks for joining us for another Driving in the Rain with Eddie Pepitone.
Yeah, so there you go. That was a Driving in the Rain.
Wow.
By the way, my ass and now my leg
Yeah.
have fallen asleep.
Everything's. You want to take a quick jog?
Let me get up and just while you hold the fort. Talk about.
And now, take a deep breath and set your cares free on Guided Meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
All right, everybody. Ooh, it's been a rather rough go of it. It's been a long, hot summer, but we're coming close to Labor Day, so what I want you to do, first of all, I hope you're in very, very loose-fitting clothing. Clothing that's so loose, it doesn't even fit, really. It's way too big for you. Why do you have this clothing on? All right, so I want you, with your in-breath, everybody, I want you to realize that eventually your death will be violent here in America because it is becoming completely lawless. As the system breaks down, so does decency and civility. Can you breathe that in? Oh, yes, breathe it in. A lot of you have shortness of breath because of all the viruses that are now circulating the planet. As you breathe in, think of those viruses that are getting worse and worse as we encroach on animal habitats, and we shouldn't be, and we interact with animals that we shouldn't. And by animals, I mean someone like my son, who is an animal. He was supposed to be a human being, and he's never achieved that. So breathe it in, folks. Breathe it in. Breathe it in as if you were a meth head who is breathing in a puff that would take him out of his horrific circumstances for just a few minutes, and he would go on some kind of murderous rampage, probably involving some of your family. Breathe that in. Oh, okay. And now with your out breath, hopefully your clothing is so loose-fitting that your shirt has fallen off you at this point from breathing. I want you to hear sirens in the background right now. I want you to hear a very loud siren, and that siren is reflective of the stress and the anxiety that you feel. Do you hear that siren? That is your future. Your future is contained in that siren. Did you see the red light? That's very cool, by the way. Yes. Okay, so breathe. All the sirens, the red, it looks like we're in hell, and we are. See yourself in hell, red and orange, like the wildfires that is consuming most of Oregon, soon to be California. I believe there are over 100 active fires in Oregon. Breathe that out, that there are 100 active fires right now in Oregon, and that there's been a fire burning in New Mexico the entire summer. Breathe it out, and now with your next in-breath, I want you to take a knife, metaphorically speaking, with your next in-breath, take a knife, visualize a long, very sharp knife. Visualize that, and visualize putting it to the throat of your therapist. I want you to visualize yourself putting a really sharp, big knife to the throat of your therapist, because you are tired of hearing your therapist say, well, how does that make you feel? You're tired of that. Feel good. Just breathe that in, that you finally have taken control of your therapy. Breathe that in. Okay, and now with your out breath, slit that therapist's throat. Let him bleed out. No more $300 an hour. No more fucking ridiculous co-pays that don't cover it. No more that therapist saying you're psychotic and that you shouldn't be teaching meditation. No more bullshit. from your therapist. Breathe that out or in. I don't give a fuck at this point. I seriously don't give a fuck as long as you have loose-fitting clothing on.
Thanks for joining us for another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Ow, my ass is still killing me. But yeah, that was a good one.
That was great.
What are we up to?
What are we up to?
Can you see?
What are you up to? Let's see here. We're at 45 minutes,
Oh,
my
we're
friend.
good.
That is a solid 45 minutes.
And it's been very chill. We got in a couple of bits. Should I do a last newscaster or?
I mean, I think we could close it out with
Yeah. How about you know what people really dig? And they love the way you fucking put the video to it too, is Eau de Pepitone.
Let's do another Perfume.
Yeah, let's do that. So you
let me get
you intro it. Yeah, it looks like people are just looking into a well now where a child is.
We're just
poured.
a dark abyss of nothing.
Remember, you're listening to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. Please review us where you can review podcasts. It helps. Please become a Patreon member at patreon.com/Eddie Pepitone. Please follow Kevin Tinkin on Twitter and Instagram at Kevin Tinkin. Please look for my website, EddiePepitone.com, and you can see my upcoming tours. Hopefully I won't have to cancel any shows. Oh, look at that light. This is like a campfire now. Hello, children. Hello. I am not going to tell you a ghost story. I'm going to tell you something far scarier. I am going to tell you the story of modern-day capitalism. That's right, children. I am going to tell you the story of working in a deindustrialized nightmare called America, where over 2/3 of the country's in poverty. Are you ready, children? No. It looks like some of you are, and some of you aren't.
I want to hear a happy story.
All right, here's a happy story. Frank went to work. Frank didn't tell people that he was poisoning all of the apple juices in the refrigerator. Frank had lost his fucking mind because the plant had actually closed down for years. And yes, oh yes, yeah.
The manufacturing base?
Yes, the manufacturing base was shot, which I think we're going to get shot pretty soon in this park, if we're not careful. I just noticed that no one's around anyway, children. Anyway, so Frank poisoned all the apple juices, and what Frank realized was that since the plant was closed down, they were his apple juices because nobody else worked there. Frank would come there and just bring apple juices. He was poisoning his own apple juices.
Oh, I love apple juice. Oh, no.
Well, that's good that you do, but it's not good if you are around someone named Frank. Anyway, that's our children's story about late-stage capitalism in a deindustrialized America where 2/3 of the people can't get $500 together for an emergency. Good night, children.
Yay!
Okay, let's...
We'll do a quick Perfume?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we'll wrap it up, yeah? Okay.
And now a perfume for the masses. Eau de Pepitone.
Hello. Are you swimming in your own shit? Are you swimming in your own inability to get anything accomplished? Are you swimming in a sea of doubt, despair, and body odor? Well, there's a new perfume on the market that will not help any of that. It's called Pepitone. Pepitone. That's right. This new perfume comes with a bottle but no cap. The manufacturers of Pepitone didn't think a cap was needed. Pepitone. So when you go to the store, and Pepitone is only sold at dollar stores.
Pepitone.
Eau de Pepitone is only available sans cap, which is French. Sans cap with no cap at a dollar store near you.
Ooh la la.
Have you ever smelled the odor of complete confusion?
Pepitone.
Complete bewilderment? Have you ever smelt the odor in a crowded elevator when someone has an open wound from a war they were in?
Pepitone.
From another misadventure of the American Empire? They have a wound on an elevator and you smell it. That's what Pepitone smells like.
Pepitone.
Pepitone. It's a perfume for when you're on your last legs. And I'm talking about prosthetic legs. It's when you're on your very last dollar. And if you do have a dollar left, get Pepitone perfume.
Pick up your Pepitone perfume today at Target and wherever fine fragrances are sold.
Hey, everybody, that is our show, and I really hope you enjoyed this very I felt like this was a good one.
Yeah.
I just felt like you know what's true, Kev, is that it's pretty cool to change up environments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You are always so good at just enjoying where you're at. You're good at being in the present. Not to be too woo-woo with you, but but yeah, you're good at being in the present.
Yeah, well, me and you at this point we have a good rapport. We feel comfortable around each other, and that's the key to being in the present moment, right? I mean, you do it with stand-up. I've seen you. It's like with confidence and just feeling good. Like that's like when I go on the road and the crowd is into it.
Yeah. It feels right.
It's the moon. Can you see the moon to the right? You can't see it, folks. It's a little sliver there over the.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that cool? You can't see that, folks.
Oh yeah.
But what you can see is this incredible light here that Kevin has set up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, you're kind of out. There you
Oh,
are.
hey.
Yeah, now you have to get in the frame. All right, Kev. So you want to wrap her up?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I like we're going to do the podcast like this. Well, folks, if you enjoyed the pod, make sure to go leave us a subscription on iTunes and give us a 5-star review. We've got these videos on YouTube every week. We put them out for you to watch them. If you want to get them the day they come out, go to Patreon, and you can get some extra Pepitone stand-up and a T-shirt and maybe even a custom art project.
I should start throwing the art in there too. Yeah, I haven't done that, but I'm going to start throwing some art.
I'm promising everything now.
Art's a strong word for what I do, but
I mean, I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. All right, folks.
All right, thanks for listening. Remember, this is Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. Listen at your peril.
Spooky out here.
Good night, everybody.
Woo-hoo.